Despite this friendly seeming video, this video is not intended for children under 13 years of age. Ooh, spooky light. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Dallas Kramer, and you're watching another DCM vlog. Now, my last vlog I did was very cool, very fun, and I had a great time. It was more like what I want my vlogs to be. This one is more of a serious one, so it's important that I talk about this in a vlog form. I talked about this issue on my podcast, but now I think we really need to talk about it here on my YouTube channel as well, because it really affects YouTube a lot. Okay, so I kind of go over a lot of this in my podcast, but I want to go over it on video form too on YouTube, just in case you don't listen to podcasts or you don't know about my podcast and you watch my videos or whatever it may be, or just the fact that I want as many people to know about this as humanly possible. Okay, so we got some major changes coming January 1st, 2020. You may have noticed when you go on YouTube, if you are a creator, you may have noticed you have a banner that pops up on the top of your screen, and it wants you to make a choice. Now, mind you, that choice is very important. So make sure you review that again if you haven't already. Maybe you should just review it again, even if you have totally reviewed it. The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, passed a law in 1998 called the COPPA Law, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. Now, this act is all great. It protects your children's privacy when online, so that way no ad agency can gather information on kids under the age of 13 years old. Now, the problem on YouTube is the fact that even though YouTube has been COPPA compliant from the get-go, from 2005 when they first started, you have to be 13 years of age to have an account. The problem with YouTube is that they have been pretty much bragging about the fact that kids are all over YouTube. Not all over YouTube Kids, which is a separate platform that is made for kids under 13 years of age. They've been bragging about how they're all over YouTube proper, all over the platform, and how it's the #1 place for kids between 2 and 12, and all this other stuff that's just horrible to have on paper. Horrible to have on paper because it comes back and bites you in the ass, and that's exactly what happened here. Back in September, the FTC had a court hearing with YouTube, and they sued YouTube for $170 million. Now, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. To Google, maybe not all that much. It's pocket change to them, let's be honest. But you know they don't want to keep getting fines like this, because that's a lot of money. It keeps adding up. So the FTC fined them because they knew about this stuff. They knew that kids were going on the platform. They knew that they weren't on YouTube Kids. They were on YouTube proper. And they knew about the problems, and they did nothing about it. And really, it's true. It's true. So YouTube had to open their big mouth and say all these things. And you know what? I went over a lot of this stuff on my podcast. I've been going over this stuff with a lot of people, a lot of my friends. And to be honest with you, I'm just so tired of talking about it. But it's important to talk about. And I want you to do me this favor. And after this video, I want you to listen to my podcast, and I also want you to watch this video that's in the description by MatPat. He goes over a lot of it. He gave it a lot of thought, a lot of script. I unfortunately didn't have time to write a script on it. This is all just coming from my heart and memory. But please just listen to what I have to say, and listen to what other people have to say, and come up with your own conclusions. The beef of it all, the essence of whatever you want to say of it all, the important thing to remember about this is that the FTC is going to slam the hammer down on quite a lot of YouTubers. Like, even if you're just a viewer, you have to be worried because a lot of your channels are in jeopardy. I'm in jeopardy. I mean, I'm not in jeopardy as much as a lot of other ones because I'm not getting ad revenue yet, but I could be soon, hopefully. And when that day comes, I definitely would be in jeopardy if I don't follow under these rules. Pretty much on those 3 options. You have to mark your channel as strictly for kids, strictly not for kids, or choose on every video. Now, I've chosen on every video. And with the 4 bullet points that they have are very vague. They're very, very vague. And so I went ahead and chose all my videos that I would think would possibly get flagged as too kid friendly, as strictly for kids, even though it was not my intention to make it for kids. If kids enjoyed it, great, but it was not my intention to make it for kids. It was my intention all along for this channel to be 13 up. That was always my intention. My enjoyment of content usually is 13 and up, and really if I had the choice, I probably would make this a more mature channel. But I don't want it to get too far that way, because then it's not brand safe. But if you have it too far nice, it's too brand safe. So now I'm having to try and find something in the middle, and it's hard to realize what that is. Because we're talking about PG-13 movies like The Avengers as being a possibility of being too kid-friendly. Rated R stuff may be too mature. So what is that line in between PG-13 and 17 that you want, FTC? That is something that I have to ask, and I want to know, and hopefully they tell us, alright, this is safe, this isn't safe, this is safe, this isn't safe. Let us know what you think is safe before you start cracking the hammer down on people. But unfortunately, I don't believe that's the way it's going to work. I believe they're going to crack down the hammer on people, and we're going to have to learn the hard way, like, that's not safe. That's not safe. And it really isn't fair, but it is what it is. The FTC is trying to do their job and protect kids, and I totally respect that. Google and YouTube are trying to save their butt and still be a company. Totally respect that. And all the creators are trying to save their butt and still be a business. Totally respect that. Everybody is just in this circle, and they're all kind of not necessarily fighting each other. They're trying to work with each other, but they're fighting at the same time. And it sucks. But something we got to remember as a community is that we can't fight. Like, we can't, like, be nasty. We can fight this, but we can't be, like, nasty, and we can't be, like, you know, just evil to anyone. You know, we can't go to the FTC or to YouTube and start cussing up a storm and raging out. That's not what's going to do anything. We need to be mature, respectful, professional, and artistic. We need to make sure we're getting our voice out there, but at the same time, not trying to tear anybody down. And this video is not intended to tear anybody down at all. I know I kind of got a little upset when I was talking about the FTC and YouTube and what they've done, and I did on my podcast too, but it's not that I hate them. I respect them for what they're doing. It just really sucks, and I really hope that we can get through this. Get through this out alive and on top. Because every video that you deem as not for kids, and FTC says it is for kids, is a $42,000 penalty. One video would hurt and destroy a lot of creators, including me. And a bunch of them definitely would, and it would even destroy businesses, large channels. So, just because your channel isn't for kids, if it has stuff that FTC says is, you could be seeing those channels go away if they make some drastic changes. So yeah, we definitely should be worried. But at the same time, we have to be brave. We have to have a level head. We have to think and act accordingly. We have to be respectful. We're not starting a war. We're just trying to stay on our feet and trying to make good change. So with that being said, let's keep our heads about us. Let's keep our eyes on the road. And let's try to teach each other what is going on and how we can fight it. Thank you guys very much for listening to this video. I know it's not much of anything. It probably wasn't that entertaining. Sure, it wasn't funny. But I'm being dead serious. And I really appreciate your time. And please, share this video with a bunch of your friends, along with the video in the comments. Because if you share this video, it'll take you to here and they can learn about the other videos and podcasts too. With that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. I know this wasn't exactly a happy video, But check out the description for all my social media stuff. Also, check out the description for my podcast, The Dallas Creamer Show, where I go over this on the first episode, and I'll be having more coming along soon. You can see my link down below for Anchor.fm, which is where I initially started at, and they are helping me out. It's a platform that Spotify created to help people create podcasts and get their podcasts out there. It's amazing. You should totally check that website out as well. So you can check out my actual Anchor FM URL down below. You also can see this on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. Soon you should be hearing me on Apple Podcasts and others, hopefully. So thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you go down there to the podcast links. Listen to the platform that you want. Subscribe on all of them if you want. If you listen to multiple platforms, hey, I wouldn't mind you following me on multiple platforms. That'd be great. And I'll have more coming for sure, and I have more videos coming for sure. I plan on doing hopefully a Red Dead Redemption 2 video. Be hopefully doing that pretty soon. Next video you're going to see is a little video that me and Corey made together. It was not much, just us, you know, playing around, being us. It was fun though, and hopefully it turns out to be a great video, and hopefully you guys like it. So that being said, thank y'all very much for watching. You guys have a blessed day, and peace out. And remember, we're going to be okay. Like, we'll get through this together, but keep your heads about you. Spread the word, and have faith. It'll be alright.